What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about what Norwegians think of Sweden. So today I want to take a look at this Reddit discussion where somebody asked, how do Norwegians see Sweden? This is just out of curiosity. Is your view of Sweden mostly positive, negative, or neutral? And from what I understand, Norway has a very interesting relationship with Sweden. So you guys share a really, really big border. And I've even heard that Norway and Sweden has kind of a sibling type of relationship, like a love-hate relationship. So today, I thought it would be fun to hear from Norwegians what you think of your neighbor, Sweden. So this person goes on to say, in Sweden, the view of Norway is very positive. We think that Norway is more beautiful, rich, better welfare, safer? Is this true? Is this true? I've never heard, like, from a Swedish point of view. Do people in Sweden really think Norway is, like, much, much better? That's very complimentary, actually. The only bad thing about Norway is that many Swedes think the Norwegian language sounds like a goofy version of Swedish? What? Really? I wouldn't even know what that's like. What do Norwegians think about the Swedish language? Because Swedish people think Norwegian sounds strange. Okay. Also, we're kind of envious how Norway is just a better version of Sweden, and we're jealous that Norway got all the oil. So that's what one Swedish person thinks about Norway. Pretty complimentary, actually. So I want to hear from Norwegians what Norwegians think about Sweden. Starting with, I love Sweden. The only thing that sucks about Sweden is all the Swedish people there. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's just jokes. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this really makes it seem like Norway and Sweden has, like, this funny, like, brotherly relationship in a way where you kind of make fun of each other, but it's all jokes. The Swedish people are almost as good as us Norwegians. Oh my god. But jokes aside, Swedes are great. So there's a little bit of like a rivalry here. I can sense it. But at the end of the day, Norwegians and Swedes do get along, which is good. Uh, this reminds me of my joke on spending summers in Stockholm. The best part of spending summer in Stockholm is that all the Stockholmers are gone. Sometimes I really can't tell what if they're joking or not. Norwegians like to joke that Swedes are dumb, while also treating Sweden as our biggest rival, especially in sports. The important thing is not to win, but to beat Sweden. Is that true? I've never really thought about that. So Sweden and Norway also have like a sports rivalry as well. With what? Are we talking about like football, maybe? Or I don't know. The important thing is beating Sweden. Okay. But in reality, most Norwegians treat Sweden as a friendly neighbor, one we can get cheap alcohol from. That's right. I think Norwegians like to travel into Sweden to buy certain things that are cheaper, especially alcohol. Is that all Sweden is good for Norwegians? Getting cheap alcohol. But yeah, Norwegians think Sweden is a friendly neighbor. That's good. That's good. That's really cool. Like America, we are bordering Canada and Mexico, and we're mostly friendly with them, and it's good. It's good to have friendly neighbors. I didn't really know what the relationship is actually like between Norway and Sweden. It sounds like it's pretty good. I heard a Norwegian tell this joke. There was a community in western Norway that had a young man who grew up a bit slower than most of the children. As he got older, he took simple jobs in the village and everyone watched out for him. One day he disappeared. The community searched for him and put out a call that he was missing. Months went by, and word came to the community that he was found in Sweden. They had made him a full professor. Oh my. I'm also starting to realize there are a lot of jokes about Sweden. Norwegians have a lot of jokes about Sweden. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get some more comments on what Norwegians really think of Sweden. I've been living in Sweden for 15 years. Here is my honest review in black and white. All statements are compared to the Norwegian equivalent. So this is a Norwegian who has lived in Sweden for 15 years. Their honest review. Okay, this sounds interesting. Okay, your pizza is terrible. Okay. Lidl is nice? What is Lidl? Lidl. Maybe I can Google that? Lidl, Sweden? What is this? Can I get an image? Oh, it's like a grocery store. It's a Swedish supermarket. Okay. Forsakringskasken is terrible. This is a bad Swedish food, or it's a science park? What is this? What on earth is this? I have no idea. I need this to be in English. It's a Swedish government for insurance. This is very, very specific. This is kind of interesting, actually. Hearing really detailed review from a Norwegian. Your parental leave system is nice. Parental leave? Oh, like a paternity leave or maternity leave. Getting to leave when you have a baby. In America, it's terrible. I mean, mothers can get off work for like 3 months at most. Sometimes dads can't even get off work, even if you had a newborn baby. It's kind of crazy. Parental leave system. Vargsektoralen is bad, is terrible. What is this? Not sure. Your highways are nice. Driving in Stockholm is terrible. The countryside is nice. Well, that's interesting comparing the countryside of Sweden to Norway, because Norway is so well known for being so beautiful and amazing nature and geography. I'm curious, Sweden is just like nice, whereas Norway, the nature is like extraordinary, I think. Your Folkskola Frites system is terrible. I'm not sure what that means. Car repairs prices are good. Anything else here? Not being able to get urge is bad. What is urge? Is that a Norwegian thing? You can't get it in Sweden? The pay is bad, so Norway is wealthier. You get paid more in Norway. Christmas, midsummer food is bad. What? This is an interesting review. Honestly, it's mostly saying that living in Sweden was worse than living in Norway. The pizza is worse. That's a funny review. Sweden is our young sibling. We love to banter. We love to compete. We love each other. That's nice. That is what I assume is the real relationship between Norway and Sweden. It's funny because in America we don't have like a competitive relationship with Canada and Mexico. We're just friendly. Sweden and Norway has this competitive sibling thing. You love to make fun of each other, you love to compete, and you like each other. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool relationship. Swedish is a beautiful language, so melodious. I love their tradition for fika. I love that they keep up traditions for celebrations like midsummer. Okay, this was more of a Sweden appreciation comment. We go to a mountaintop near the border and turn towards the east. What? Is that a joke? I don't get it. On a serious note, Swedes talk weird and sound like a goofy version of Norwegian. Okay, so basically, Swedish people think Norwegian sounds weird. Norwegian people think Swedish sounds weird. It goes both ways. You have better amusement parks in Sweden, really. You have so many bartenders. It seems like your main export to Norway. There's a lot of Swedish bartenders? Real? I've never heard that before. Your movies and music used to be better because you don't have to be so artistic about it. But the Norwegian music and movies is improving. That's interesting. You made Astrid Lindgren? Astrid Lindgren? Who is that? Swedish writer. Oh, I'm not familiar with them actually. We love that your food and alcohol is cheaper, but sometimes it tastes weird. this, this is so funny hearing like this specific analysis by Norwegians. This is interesting. Your regular bread isn't edible. You seem to have a knekkebrod? Knekkebrod? Norwegian bread is bad. Says this Norwegian. There's a lot of criticism of Sweden going on here. I should have anticipated this. What else do Norwegians really think of Sweden? We are fortunate to have many ways to see Sweden. For many Norwegians, it's about driving to the border, where you can see Sweden clearly, or taking a boat and looking at the coast of Sweden. It is possible to fly to Finland and see Sweden from above on the way there. Yeah, okay. That's interesting, because in America, like, America is so big. Americans just travel all over the United States, really. We stay in the United States. You could spend your whole life traveling to all 50 states. In Norway, it seems like you can really travel to other countries, particularly Sweden. Like, it sounds like it's not that uncommon for Norwegians to visit Sweden, which is cool that you get to do that. In America, many Americans never end up leaving our country, ever, our whole life. That's true. So that's kind of cool thing about Norway. With my eyes, silly. How do you view Sweden with your eyes? Okay, very, very funny. No, seriously though, as a grocery store. Some Norwegians just view Sweden as a big grocery store. I've never thought of it that way. They are just like us, only more stuck up, more rule abiding, and politically correct. Really? Okay. And more polite. Really? I thought Norwegians were pretty polite as a culture. Is Sweden even more polite? Oh my god. We envy them for having the best neighbors in Scandinavia? Really? Are we talking about Finland? Or the other side of Sweden? Our sister, who we love dearly, sometimes does stupid stuff and we make fun of her. The older generation is still sore about World War II and the Swedish government. What happened in World War II in Sweden? I'm not sure. but some of the older Norwegians are unhappy about it. That's interesting. I wonder what that's about. I feel like Norway and Sweden have a similar relationship to New Zealand and Australia. We're siblings that joke about each other nonstop. But when things get serious, we are brothers. If a country invaded Australia, you bet your bottom dollar New Zealand is going to war. Huh. Do Norwegians think this is the same? I know Sweden chickened out of World War II. Let's not hold it against them. So Sweden, historically in World War II, did not help Norway? Is that something some Norwegians are still upset about? I didn't know about that. That sounds kind of serious. I will joke at Sweden's expense, but if Sweden was attacked, I would join the fight. That's pretty cool. That's really cool to hear, actually. Like, joking aside, I like to hear that Sweden and Norway have a great relationship and that you would take care of each other. That's cool. If Eurovision did not exist, I would love Sweden. Does Sweden like beat Norway in Eurovision or I always thought Swedes didn't like us. Not like a big hatred, but like Norwegians are annoying. Let's ignore them. Oh, so this Norwegian thought Swedes didn't like Norway. But the original poster of this discussion is Swedish, and they said they love Norway and look up to Norway. I don't know if that's how every Swedish person feels about Norway. I feel that we view Swedes the way we view a sibling. We're annoyed with you, we like to annoy you back, we compete with you, we try to show you that we're better, but at the end of the day, we love you. That's cool. That seems to be the most common answer that I'm seeing here. Sweden is like a less fortunate brother. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay. Okay. Enough. That was pretty funny. I thought this would be an interesting discussion, and it was, actually. Really cool to hear about how Norwegians really feel about Sweden. And, again, it sounds like Norway and Sweden are friendly, which is great. But you guys have this interesting relationship where you try to beat each other at stuff. You want to be better than the other, but when push comes to shove, you would be there for each other and you support each other. That's really cool. That's a really cool relationship. I'm glad to hear that. Actually, that's awesome. I quite enjoyed learning about this, actually. So anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. If you're Norwegian, what you think about Sweden. Honestly, that'd be interesting to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.